Look at the goaltenders might go at it. Here we go. Brent Johnson with DPN. So I want to see it. Here we go.
You want to hit him with a lefty puck? No, you hit him. He's not going to hit him again. But he's going to hold him down and not let him up.
Well, he hammered him good.
Late in the first period, all you know what broke loose. The feature bout involved the goalies, Garth Snow and Steve Passmore. Snow has developed a bit of a reputation as a scrapper. He was ejected, so was Passmore. 110 penalty minutes in the first period.
This was one of the wildest moments. Garth Snow going after Edmonton goalie Steve Passmore. Kids are at home saying they look like Transformers fighting here with the big pads. 3-2 Canucks after the first period.
Some might ask, who is the worst NHL goalie of all time? There would definitely be some debate over this issue, but out of all the goalies in all the eras, I would have to say that during the modern era of goaltending, Thunder Bay's own Steve Passmore is the worst goalie. Passmore was drafted in the 9th round, 196th overall in the 1992 NHL entry draft by the Quebec Nordiques. This was after spending 4 seasons in the WHL. Passmore would spend another 2 seasons playing for the WHL and wouldn't play professionally until the 94-95 season, where he played for the Cape Breton Oilers, after being traded to the Edmonton Oilers organization from Quebec without even playing a game for the Nordiques affiliate teams. Passmore would sit out much of 95-96 with a blood condition, but would return and spend the next 3 years in the AHL, ECHL, and IHL. And finally, a full 6 years after being drafted, during the 98-99 season, Passmore would make his NHL debut with the Edmonton Oilers, playing 6 games as a backup, posting fairly decent numbers, but ultimately led to him being traded to the Chicago Blackhawks, where he played 24 games during the 99-2000 season. Once again, Passmore put up okay numbers, but this was a time when NHL scoring was at an all-time low. In the late 90s and early 2000s, if you were a goalie with anything less than a .910 save percentage, you were a liability. Passmore never reached the .910 milestone once in his career, and registered seasons of .866 and .881 instead. At this point, it was pretty much a given that Steve Passmore was a career backup goalie, whether it be in the IHL, the AHL, and randomly in the NHL, playing for now Los Angeles, then back to Chicago, and jumping back and forth between the AHL and NHL ever since. The 04-05 lockout proved too much of a hurdle for Passmore, and he was relegated to the European leagues from that day forward, playing in the DEL, the Finnish League, having an 11-game stint in the AHL for San Antonio in 05-06, and then finally calling it a career after the 06-07 season, playing in both the Austrian and Italian leagues. Passmore would finish his career with a 23-44-12 record, with 2 career shutouts, a goals against average of 2.79, and a career save percentage of 0.895, in a career that lasted 93 NHL games. Passmore was a 94 Memorial Cup champion with the Kamloops Blazers, but at that point in his career, playing in junior, he was 21, playing against teenagers, so he better stop those pucks. And in 1997, received the AHL Sportsmanship Award. So in my opinion, he might be the worst goalie of all time, but at least he was a good sport about it.
It's old-time hockey, the way you're supposed to play. You throw a little number if a guy gets in your way. You play like Gordie Howe or Eddie fucking Shore. We can't all be Gretzky, some news or Bobby Orr. Hey!